Happy New Year. I hope everybody's in good spirits. I hope everybody's ready to rock this year. I wanted to give you a couple of my personal, the best practices to make 2020 a really powerful year for you, okay? A year of change, a year of transformation, a year of elevation and escalation. Okay, we want to elevate ourselves, we want to reach new heights. And I want to give you guys a couple of tips, just a short couple of minutes of a video here, just from my experience and what I think works and what doesn't work. And the first thing we do before we get into like goals and resolutions for 2020, I think we have to look back. Now, as a coach, I don't like looking back, okay, on my mentality in general. I think we have to look back briefly to see what we learned, but then come back to the present moment and move forward. But the first thing I want you guys to do is to look back on the goals you set last year, some of the resolutions you wanted last year, and what you did achieve is great, but what didn't you achieve, okay? A lot of people today are thinking, I wish, I want for 2020, and they're never going to achieve it. And the reason they won't achieve it is because it's not emotionalized. There's a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is people don't have a clear vision. We're going to talk about that going forward, okay? People don't have an emotional attachment on the inside. They have external motivation, but not intrinsic inside motivation, okay? And also people are, they're not committed to it because it's not clear enough. So it's very hard to commit to something when it's not very, very specifically clear. Then people get talked out of it, okay? So they get a couple of rejections, or they get knocked back, or they get distracted, so they don't commit also for those reasons. So there's lots of reasons why people don't do it. But maybe one of the biggest ones is it's not a clear vision and they're not emotionally attached to it. And if you're not emotionally attached to something, you can't be pulled by it. And the only way to achieve something is if you're pulled by it, okay? When you try to push yourself to something, it doesn't work. It's exhausting, it's very tiring. So we want to be pulled by a vision. So to really achieve things in 2020, the first thing I want you to do is to look back on where you were last year, this time last year. How did you feel this time last year? What were your goals? What did you set out to achieve? And what didn't you make happen? Are you fitter this year? Are you stronger? Okay, are you in better shape? Are you leaner? Are you healthier? Are you happier? Are your relationships better? Are you wealthier? Is your business on a new level? Did you get the promotion? Do you have more peace of mind? Whatever it is, have you developed yourself across the board? Are you better off than you were this time last year? And if you're not, that's a problem. Because most people, like Jim Rohn famously said, I can tell you what the next 5 years are going to be like. They're going to be the same as the last 5 years. So most people are living the same year over and over again. And the reason they're not making change is they're not pulled by a clear vision, okay? So too often we don't want to sit in our pain because it's uncomfortable. But really, to have changed this year, we have to sit in the pain for what we didn't do last year. Okay, so think for a second about the goals you set last year that you didn't achieve. Maybe you wanted to earn a certain amount of money. Maybe you wanted to have a six-pack, or girls, you wanted booty gains, okay, which is, priorities these days, okay? So what are the things you didn't achieve that you wanted to achieve, okay? And I want you to sit with that. I want you to think about that. If you're a journaler, write it down. How does that feel? And then swim in that pain for a while. Swim in that disappointment. Okay, feel how much you're not happy with yourself just for a few minutes. Now, most people shy away from that, but the reason we want to do that, when you acknowledge where you failed, where you fell short, what that does, if you can get that pain to the surface, you can leverage it. You can use that to push you to make a change and pull you into something better, okay? Well, a lot of people, I've done this loads of times, we're in denial about what we didn't do. And we blame everybody else, or we blame the country, or we blame the government, or we blame the weather, or we blame other people, but we don't take responsibility ourselves. So when you take responsibility for what you didn't achieve last year, and you sit in that, okay, that's going to hopefully give you enough pain now to leverage that, to leverage you into change. Okay, so that's the first thing. And don't stay there too long. I just want you to stay there long enough to feel how bad do you feel now for not achieving that, okay? And this is a strange one, but this works. And then we want to flip that, and we want to say, how good would I feel? Ask yourself this question. How good would I feel if I had achieved it? So what happened if you stuck with the exercise? What happens if you stayed with the personal development? What would have happened if you kept developing yourself in the gym, or kept developing yourself financially, or did more meetings, or made more calls, or followed up better? What would your life look like? Or you saved more money, or you spent less, whatever it is. What would your life look like if you had achieved all the things you wanted to achieve? Now this is going to start making you feel better, like, wow, what does that picture look like? What does that movie look like? Now I want you to swim in that a little bit. Okay, I want you to think about how good would life be if you were fitter, if you felt good about yourself, if you had more money in the bank, if you were further ahead in your career, what would that be like? So again, swim in that a little bit, write that down, how does that feel? And what we want to do now is we want to use both of those scenarios, the pain and the pleasure, to create leverage, to push us into action so we really achieve it in 2020, okay? So now getting into 2020, we have to think about what do we want going forward, okay? So the first thing I always say this, you hear me say this over and over again, and the reason I and a lot of other coaches, mentors, speakers say a lot of the same stuff over and over is because there's only a couple of things. It's very simple, it's just we as humans complicate it, but there's no magic formula. It's very basic, very simple stuff. And the first thing is to create a vision. You have to create that vision, because when you're pushing yourself to something and that you're externally motivated for it, you'll never make that change. I wish, I want, it's not connected to the body. It's not emotionally supported by the body, by your spirit, by your soul. So that external motivation based on what other people are doing or what you think you should be doing, that doesn't last. So what you need to do is create a vision for 2020. How do you want to feel this time next year? Okay, and create that movie very clearly, very specifically, the theater of the mind, that movie of your life, with the great body, with all the money, with the travel, with, imagine being able to travel for 1, 2, 3 months of the year. So maybe this time next year, you're about to go on a 3-month world tour or something like that, okay? Off to Southeast Asia, you're going to the South America, whatever your goals and your vision is. So create that dream very specifically. A vision board is highly recommended, okay? Putting visuals, okay? Put it on screensavers on your phone. Writing things in your journal, writing it down in detail, having a mastery journal. I tell all my clients and people on my online course, you have to have a mastery journal, okay, for your life. So once you have that vision clear, now you're going to be pulled by that vision. You need to have a vision for your health, your fitness, your relationships, your finances, everything, okay? Your business, your career. Second thing then is you have to work on your personal development. You have to. Okay, as Jim Rohn says, if you have a $10 an hour personality, you're not going to be able to make $1,000 an hour. Okay, you can only earn what you are as a person. So you have to get better. Okay, don't wish things were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills, as the legend Jim Rohn says. So you have to develop yourself. Personal development is the biggest secret. Okay, it's the secret sauce for success. Okay, secret sauce for success is personal development. And the key there is, buying books. This phone right now is stacked on about 15 books on my coffee table, okay? Books are important, audios, but the best thing and most effective thing is immersion, like events and coaching. Booking an international event, get outside your country, get outside your comfort zone, and then having a coach or a mentor. You have to model success. People who are where you want, who live a certain life that you want, that have a business that you want, that have fitness like you want, you have to model that success. And it's one thing watching it from the outside, but if you can get interactive with that, if you can have a coach or a mentor, your results, you will literally not 10x, you will 100x your results. Because a coach or a mentor gives you clarity on that vision. They'll fine tune that vision for you. Then they'll give you strategy to implement. What's the daily method of execution to make that dream a reality? That's what a coach and a mentor will give you. And number 3 then is the biggest one of all is accountability. And this is the biggest one I needed for my business, my network, my shopping network business that I built. The biggest thing was being held accountable. I was publicly challenged on stage in front of thousands of people. I was made hugely accountable, and I was procrastinating for years. Procrastination is the biggest killer of success, okay? Up there with, and it all comes from doubt and fear. You can trace it back to really things that are inside, okay? Self-doubt, self-belief, self-image, self-esteem. Everything comes back to us, guys. I mean, for things outside to change, we have to change. And again, a coach or a mentor will not just talk about the external goals, we will address the inside, okay? We'll figure out what's going on inside you. Quieten the mind, quieten the ego and the fear, open up the soul, find out what your vision really is and how we can create that reality. So personal development, guys, is what opens those doors. Personal development opens those doors, lets all the drawbridges down, and you can move purposefully towards your dream, towards your vision, okay? And the third thing then what I would say is to get more from life, okay? And to get more from life, you have to travel more. You have to say yes to more things. You have to, be more social. You have to get outside your comfort zone. Okay, you have to stop worrying about what people think. And I tell everybody to get a new income stream in 2020. Okay, there's so many out there. I have a range of different product services I work, that I'm part of, that I own shares of, or that I'm building. So if you have any questions or are looking for possibilities, just send me a DM. We can have a call. We can have a conversation about that. But even if it's not with me, I encourage you to go out there and find a business, whether it's maybe trading, whether it's online you're doing something, a drop shipping business, maybe you're offering your services on Fiverr, maybe it's a really powerful network marketing business, whatever it is, which have easy entry, big upside, lots of personal development. Get into something, because when you do that, you get outside your comfort zone, you challenge yourself, you have to grow and develop as a person, and the skills you learn is what's going to make you more powerful. And I have an online course now, it's called Mastering the Art of Communication and Influence, and the theme throughout the whole course is it's who you are behind the words. That's what makes you powerful. What makes a great speaker, what makes a great communicator is not the words or the mechanics, it's who you are behind the words. And a lot of these videos I'll do this year will be more and more tips on how to make less words go further. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about. So for me, that third tip, get out there, say yes to things, try new things, get outside your comfort zone. Like I'm wearing a Christmas t-shirt today because I'm not ready to let go of Christmas yet. It's 2020, I'm wearing a Christmas t-shirt. Okay, so do something silly, put yourself out there, get rejected, get told no, ask for an upgrade on a flight, ask for a free coffee in Starbucks. I'm always doing silly little things to get outside your comfort zone, because once you bring rejection, like how you look at rejection, down, once you make it little instead of big, that frees you up. Because so many of us are paralyzed from a lack of action because we're fear of what people think. We're concerned about how we look, in others' eyes. And that's why I know whenever I talk to people and they travel or they work overseas or they're speaking at an event where nobody knows them, they open up, they express themselves, okay? So that's my challenge for you guys, okay? So let's just to recap, identify last year where you didn't succeed, sit in that pain for a while, use that pain for leverage, then flip that into what happens if you achieve that version, that dream, use that as leverage, then create the work, then do the work for this year, which is create the vision, write the vision down. You'll really write it down in detail. I have journals, diaries all around, but I was always writing notes and things down. Have your mastery journal, get on personal development, work on yourself, read books, go to events, get a coach. I have 3 new coaching programs now, they're super exciting. There's very little people out there offering what I'm offering in my coaching. Over 12 years as a speaker, spoken to hundreds of thousands of people around the world, coached thousands of people directly and indirectly, online, offline, all around the world. And for me, I've seen patterns. I know all the excuses, and I have breakthrough with my clients all the time because I've just seen so much and I'm living it myself as well. I have those ups and downs all the time. Trying to create a life as an entrepreneur since 2010 also, so I can relate, okay? Being background in health and fitness, my main passion is the psychology of success, mindset for success, that personal development, personal transformation. So, that's why in this coaching programs we get really great results. So if you've ever been curious about coaching, I have 3 brand new programs and they have 20% off on the coaching and on the online course for 2020, a special launch. And if not, just keep watching the free stuff. It doesn't matter. It's really now about just getting value to you guys, sharing my experiences. Some of you will like it, some of you may not. It doesn't matter to me. It's my truth, what I'm living, my experience, and I just want to give that to you guys. And if some of this, if there's nuggets in here anywhere that make a difference to your life, that's hugely humbling and very powerful for me. So that's my wish for you guys. Follow those steps. Let me know. Let me know how it's going. Any questions, send me a message. And let's stay engaged, let's keep talking, and I hope you smash all the goals in 2020. Do those exercises, do what I just told you in this video, and let me know in the DM, send me a DM about your results, what you find, because I guarantee you will see a shift in how you feel about going forward, and you will get results. I can promise you that. So have a good day, and talk to you guys soon.